Welcome to the Love and Luck podcast show.
Welcome.
We back with another one, you know what I'm saying?
Once again.
Happy Father's Day, by the way, to all the fellas out there.
Happy Father's Day.
You know what I'm saying? I know probably ain't gonna get too much props on a lot of fathers and stuff, probably ain't gonna get too much props out there, you know what I'm saying? But coming from us, you know what I'm saying, we just like to give flowers to all the fathers that was fathers out there to their children, you know what I'm saying? All my kids are grown. I got one little one, you know what I'm saying? Lil Stacccs, you know what I'm saying? 14 years old now, you know what I'm saying? They growing so fast, all the kids are growing. He special needs, so you know I gotta tend to him more extra than all my other kids are doing great in life. So, you know
but you're a great father, man.
I would like to say happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you too, brother.
Yeah,
you
right
know
on,
what I'm
my
saying?
brother. Same to you, right.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all go out there and have y'all beer or something, or drink a lot of water and walk slow. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing water today.
I'm doing coconut water and water. And it gotta be organic, you in the dig?
Got to be organic, man.
Organic, most definitely.
So.
DLove Stacccs, BX.
What the f is this?
Yeah, so what you got planned today, man? What you got going on, brother?
Well, ultimately, man, you know me, I'm gonna keep it way too real. I'm the political one, man. I don't, you know what I mean? Right, but for the most part, you know, I don't celebrate Father's Day. But I read a scripture in the Bible, you know what I mean, a long time ago with my, you know what I mean, I had completely stopped celebrating holidays with people, I mean, period. And my dad showed me a scripture in the Bible. It says, don't judge people according to what they, you know what I mean, to what they do if they decide to celebrate holidays and shit.
Right.
But what, you know what I mean, but where I'm going with that is, basically, what I'm doing, I'm going with to my, so basically what I do now is I give people stuff and I celebrate for them, but I don't want nobody celebrating for me. You feel me?
Understandable.
Right, you know what I mean? And I never really wanted no gifts or nothing like that. I always been a nigga that's ran the streets and did what I felt like I needed to do. So therefore, I never stopped doing what I was doing in order to celebrate a holiday. But with that all being said, I'm going over to my son's house, and my dad, he's going over there too. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, man. Myself, I probably just take it easy, you know what I'm saying? Talk to my kids or whatnot, and probably just sit back and watch a couple movies or something. You know what I'm saying? Usually I had the grandchildren or some shit. Or I ain't gonna do too much big. It's just another day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just blessed to even be here. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what it is. That's what it's about.
I got a cake day coming up. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be turning 51. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to still be on this earth.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Coming from where we came from. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a different time out here, man.
Like a motherfucker.
It's so different out here, man. It's crazy, man. I was just talking to somebody. We was talking about the old days. You know, I was thinking about how all the clubs we had back in the day, and you know, back in my day, I remember there was, you know, That's Entertainment. It was Frank's place. It was Shay's place. It was. The Rouge was still open. They tore that down completely.
Right.
Shade place, Frank's. All that shit is totally gone. I don't know if you know the beach. Was you here when the beach was here? Yeah, you was here, shit.
Right.
Remember the beach? The beach was right there off of Paradise.
Right.
Desert Inn over there, by the
Right.
convention center and stuff. Man, it was so many clubs, so many things to do. It was a club over there on the strip. Bought a Fat Burger. I forgot what that one was called. Well, Floyd and T.I. had a problem, man, over there.
Right.
And it was just so many things. Now you don't got nothing. All you got is Dre's and Blue Martini now.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? The times is just different, man. You ain't got. I remember this city used to be turned the fuck. It's turned up far as entertainment wise. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of shows here. You got a lot of sports here now. You got and a bunch of residencies. So if you into doing those type of things, you can get into that type of shit like that. But it's just so different now, man. It ain't like it used to be, period.
Right.
It ain't like it used to be, period, man. So, Y'all just gotta be thankful if you came up through them 90s. What I came up through, man, that was a lovely time.
Right.
It was a lovely time. Minus, you know what I'm saying, the functions that were, we lost a lot of people that's unfortunately not here with us. But minus that, it was a good time. It was a lot of good times.
Oh yeah, well shit. I would definitely say back then was a good time for me, man. That's around the time when I came out here, I met Love and shit. Off top, we was hanging out at all them motherfucking clubs. And then on top of that, the shit ended at 5 o'clock in the morning.
In the morning?
So, and then but basically what it was is, it was so much money floating through because it was hood money floating through. Niggas was pimping and niggas was selling dope and all that old type of shit. So being that, and then me, myself, I used to go in and out of state. I would go from here, back and forth from here, and then I would go to St. Louis, Atlanta, all these other places, right? So in the midst of that, I would have so much fun in a lot of other places I went. And then when I came here, but for a long time, before I actually started traveling like that, shit, it was just here. And I was back and forth between here and California. So being that shit, nigga was having like major fun back then as a young cat.
And it was and the ladies back then, man, they was more accessible. It wasn't so much as like now. Okay, nowadays, the girls nowadays, they looking for some money.
Right.
If you ain't got no paper or something nowadays, it's like back then you could talk to them easy.
Right.
It was cool. They would fuck with you or they didn't, but it was still way more easier.
Right.
Then than now.
For sure.
Now you got these girls, they trying to, if you ain't no nigga on TV or now they not on all these athletes and all this bullshit coming out here. I seen a girl, I overheard her say, "Oh, I want to catch me a Raider."
Right.
And I'm like, girl, you is not gonna get no Raider. If you get lucky, you might get smashed.
Right.
And pass forward. You're not finna have no family and kids and all that shit. You gotta get your mind up off of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And get with somebody that's got a plan for you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause most of the time, you can forget all that shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, and the thing about it is, we gotta realize that this is Sin City.
Sin City.
And I done been all over the United States, and one thing I understand is, anytime I come here, the shit is heightened that much more. Even back then, I would say the bitches out there, out here in Vegas, they were like the ones everywhere else. You feel me? Like Vegas, when it comes, this is a transactional city. You feel me? It's Sin City. Everybody is.
They need to call this motherfucker transactional city.
Everybody is hustling. Everybody is grinding. When I first moved to this motherfucker, and I moved from where I moved, I was like, shit, Vegas is like a big pussy and I'm gonna fuck it. You know what I mean? For sure. Because that's what I seen. I seen that it was a whole bunch. I seen these big ass casinos and buildings. And then I came from a little ass place called San Bernardino, California, and that motherfucker ain't got shit. You feel me? You know what I mean? But a bunch of niggas trying to kill each other. That's it. Cause they mad because they ain't got nothing else to do.
San Bernardino, where you took me at, it reminds me of Northtown.
Yeah, for
remember you took me to the club? I remember the club. I went, whatever that motherfucker, it remind me of like the Dirty Flow or something. If y'all know the Dirty Flow in Las Vegas, that's a blood spot. So the spot he took me to was kind of like a blood spot. I don't know I don't know if it was a blood spot or not, but that's all I heard when I walked.
Probably all kind of niggas up in there.
Them niggas, but there's blood. I was like this. I was like, God damn. God damn. I was like, let's move around, nigga. We moved around. I was like, shit, this reminds me of, I thought I was on the west side in Vegas or something.
For sure.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what spot that was you took me to.
Right.
I wouldn't even know. You remember that?
Yeah, most definitely.
We was over there. We was in San Bernardino. We went to some spot. It was a little club. That's all I know.
Right.
I ain't from there, so I don't know the name of that joint.
Right, in San Bernardino, a lot of Bloods and Crips, they be hanging together for the longest and shit. Being back then they did because we had all grew up. But anyways, and niggas was going through with LA niggas. But for the most part, yeah, Vegas, when it comes to that, this is Sin City right here. So you can go anywhere else. Like basically, you can go to Dallas, and I noticed that I've been to Dallas just recently. I noticed that the vibe is different with the females. You go to, you go to California, the vibe is different with the females.
Way.
You come out here to Vegas, pretty much all these situations, they turned up, they trying to get something. Off top, it's what you gonna give me? You feel me? And being in that environment, I don't even see how a lot of niggas even prosper out here, you know what I mean, as far as dealing with a woman, because if they only want shit from you and yet they ain't willing to give nothing, it's like, shit, baby, we can't work out nothing together.
No, these niggas out here, they gotta lead with their pockets first.
Yeah, for sure. Which is a shame.
And then with that label you had.
Yeah, which is a shame.
Trick.
Which is a shame. And a lot of niggas I know from a lot of niggas.
A trick.
Yeah, a lot of niggas I know from Vegas, they like, shit, man, I import all my women. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the average nigga now, they females are coming from somewhere else.
Right. Niggas import their women, they like, man, I'm not.
Most of these niggas' girls is on the side of town I'm hanging at. Most of these niggas' girls is from out of state.
For sure.
None of them is from no damn. No Las Vegas,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But most of the girls that's here not from Vegas either. They from somewhere else. So they come here too. Yeah. So they assuming.
Right.
That's what I think that's what I see.
But I think that's the Vegas energy.
That's exactly Vegas energy.
Yeah, the Vegas energy is try to get something and get it as fast as you can. You know what I mean? Yeah, and get it from the next motherfucker.
The average Vegas girl now, if you a Vegas girl, because I was raised here, so I pretty much know who is who, you know what I'm saying? And we know who, like, I see a motherfucker from California fucking with a Vegas girl, and I'll be like, we just don't know.
For sure.
And I'm quite sure if I'm in California, they probably say the same thing.
Right.
You just don't know.
Oh, you're going to have it a lot easier. Back in California, you're going to have it a lot easier.
Them Cali girls be laid back.
Yeah.
The ones I be ever ran into, shit.
For sure.
When I ran into California women, even in Vegas, they was different.
Oh, yeah.
They vibe was way different. It was Cali-like, but it was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the girls from out this way with that nose up and all that bullshit.
Man, for sure. Hey, but the thing is Southern California is kind of fucked up too. But the further you go up north, like Northern California women, they like, you know what I mean? They even more laid back. And then if you go to Portland and Washington and all that shit, they even more laid back. You feel me? But I think California, Southern California, Vegas, and in Arizona, the vibe ain't too far apart from, because I think ultimately, like most of these cities, they don't have a culture. You feel me? Because there's been a lot of them is transient cities, so motherfuckers come in and out all the time, and then motherfuckers is always moving from somewhere else looking for a better life, trying to thrive towards something better. So when they come here, they looking to gain a bunch of shit, and then it's a fast-paced city, so motherfuckers want some shit. You know?
Exactly. But when they get here, they find out it ain't that.
Man, for sure. So don't be deceived.
Don't be deceived. Because it will send you packing very quickly.
For sure.
Especially if you ain't strong.
No,
but as far as that shit go, man, if you trying to, I'm gonna tell you, if you guys like a single man or some shit like that, man, you want to find you some nice women, you might want to go to Atlanta.
You think so?
Yeah, because Atlanta, first off, half of it is no disrespect to Atlanta, because I got a lot of homies in Atlanta, but half of it is gay.
Yeah, them niggas gay and a bunch of motherfuckers.
So it's probably 10, maybe, I'm going to say more than that, shit.
Right.
To one.
For sure.
Yeah. And you know what else is good about Atlanta? Most of the women out there are stable.
Right.
They have beautiful careers.
Right.
They making big money, probably more money than some of these guys is.
For sure. Hey.
And they willing to take care of your ass because there's no men.
Yeah.
It's a shortage. It's a shortage. Right. It's a shortage on men out there.
Yeah. Hey, but the cold part about it is I just seen something recently, right? And it was on social media. And basically, you know how they get like all the men and they get the one woman. And basically, they line everybody up and shit. Like all the men, they line them up, and then they gotta pop their balloon. Basically, if they don't see the person as somebody they want to fuck with when they first walk in. You feel me? They present that person, and then the row of motherfuckers they pop their balloon to see if they want to fuck with them. So,
seen that.
Right. I just happened to be scrolling and shit, and I seen it. So ultimately, what I'm getting at is this. when I seen that old girl, the first question she asked the dude, she said, "What do you guys do for a living?" And when she asked that, they said that basically they just said what they did, you know what I mean? And a lot of them had like regular jobs and shit, you feel me? They kind of faulted her and said that she was a gold digger, you feel me? But when she asked that, this one nigga, the last nigga, he said, "Well, this is what I do, but this is where I'm headed. This is how I'm ambitious, and this is what I got going on." You feel me? And I've never been a stagnant nigga, you feel me?
Right.
So being that, it's like when she said that, or when they said that she was a gold digger, I really didn't see her as a gold digger, because I think a woman wants to know some shit and she wants to learn some shit. She wants to know that a man is not just doing what he's doing. Okay, you working this job, but ultimately, what is your goals? Where are you going? What direction are you going in? Are you ambitious? Are you going to try anything else? Or is this just our life? This motherfucking job that you working, you know what I mean? Especially in this day and time, you feel me?
Absolutely.
Especially in this day and time to where shit is just fucked up. So, and basically, a motherfucker can't, you know, a regular job is cool, but you know, what else do we have going on? Do you want any advancements in the company? What else are you doing?
Yeah,
you feel me?
Do you have a bigger dream?
Correct. So being that, and I think a lot of dudes nowadays, they ain't on that. They just own, okay, this is what I got, this is what I'm doing, and this is all I need. But the world ain't saying that though. As far as the world economics and all this other shit, it's not saying that. It's saying that, nigga, you need to try to do something and do something else, and maybe try to, once this job is cool, you know what I mean, for so long, maybe you need to be searching for another job. Maybe you need to get, if you're certified for some kind of job, maybe you need to get more certifications so you can get more money. You feel me? Shit like that. So I didn't see her as a gold digger. I see her as and anytime I present myself to a woman, I'm going to present her as, this is the man I am, but this is what I'm working towards too. And actually, how in the fuck can you help me do that? You feel me?
That's funny that you say that, because I remember even when we was working, before I was working at the dump,
Right.
I was working at the Mirage. And I used to be a cook's helper. That's what I was at the Mirage. I went to prison from there.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? And I used to always be like, man, I ain't gonna, my mind was always saying, I don't wanna be working right here.
For sure.
I gotta do something better. And I know the average person in the Mirage, they was like, well, shit. Well, they used to be like, well, because it was always different jobs in the casino.
Right.
You can go be a bellman. You can go try to be a bartender. You can go try to be a houseman or security. You know what I'm saying? None of those things had interest me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I always seen myself doing bigger things in life.
Right.
That's why I always was trying to jump into entertainment and shit. So even back in those days, I was still rapping and doing all this shit.
Most definitely.
Cause that was my ultimate goal.
Most definitely.
Was to jump in the entertainment game.
Right.
Even though during the time I got locked up, got thrown off track getting locked up because trying to chase these dreams, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
And even when I came home, I got a job at the garbage company. We spoke about this 1,000 times.
Most definitely.
And I remember Jesse was one of the foremen, and Jesse used to always tell us, this your last stop. You ain't getting nothing better than this.
Right.
That what he used to tell us all the time.
Sure. Jesse.
But Jesse would tell you, for a lot of those niggas, Jesse, I ain't gonna lie, one day Jesse told me, he said, nigga, the last nigga told me he ain't working here no more. That nigga finna retire next week.
Right.
I was dying. I was in the back of the van laughing like a motherfucker.
For sure.
I said, that ain't gonna be me, man.
Right.
But that was his thing. He was like, boy, ain't none of y'all, this y'all last chance of making it, because I guess they thought that was the biggest money you could make as a black man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Working at the garbage company.
Yeah.
For a lot of them niggas, I know a couple cats that retired. My stepfather retired.
It's good stable. It's good stable money.
Good stable
it's good
job,
stable money.
If you don't think about doing that.
If you got that stable kind of mindset.
If you take the towel and throw it in and say, fuck it, I'm gonna stay here. this is where I'm at. Fuck it. I don't see me doing nothing else.
For sure.
And me, I just never thought like that.
For sure.
I was like, man, fuck this. I gotta do something else. I gotta work for myself or something.
Most definitely.
And ultimately, that's what I do now. I work for self. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
I just couldn't see myself working for nobody else, especially when you get told what to do and you get talked to recklessly.
Most definitely.
That's like when this white boy, get over there. And he like, man, who's this motherfucker talking to like that?
Hey, and I think that was the easiest job to work in that capacity for the simple fact is.
The dump.
Yeah, for the simple fact is.
I liked the dump.
Yeah, because you didn't have nobody looking over your shoulder.
I liked it.
You know what I mean? You didn't have nobody looking over your shoulder constantly about what it is you needed to do. You know what I mean?
You knew your route.
Yeah, there's been times that I had to work in warehouses and other places when I had to get jobs.
Oh, that's constant.
And that shit, man, fuck. I don't see how, me personally, I don't see how a motherfucker go into an enclosed place and just push boxes and shit all day. I mean, that's not for me. I mean, if that's what you do, and that's what you do to support your family, that's a beautiful thing. I mean, but me, I just couldn't see myself doing it. But working at the dump, you know what I mean? I didn't see the foreman probably but once a day. He used to pull up on a motherfucker and we would have a nice little conversation. And most likely, I was already way ahead of where I should have been anyways because I was running all motherfucking day.
Right.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
So, you're right. So we'd sit there and talk it up with the foreman for about 20, 30 minutes or so. And then next thing he off and we back doing our thing. We probably came at the end of the, like you said, at the end of the route. And we had probably about a couple streets left or some shit like that. You feel me? Because he was able to pinpoint where we was gonna be at a certain time because he knew how fast we worked.
Now, if I had a job doing that and making major bread, just pulling up on motherfuckers and shit, their job was easy.
Right.
They sat in the AC all day and just drive around and y'all done? How much garbage y'all got left?
Right.
That's all Jesse did. He used to do Tony all of them.
Yeah.
What y'all got left over here?
Yeah, for sure.
I need y'all to go help such and such when y'all done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, to skip all that, the bottom line is you gotta have more ambition. You know what I'm saying? Even if that is your main line of getting money.
Especially nowadays. The old
try
days.
to find another stream of money as well.
Right.
And that way, like when we talking about women, that's what women choosing cats that's getting money. Because all these motherfucker girls, they trying to be stable. That's what they want really somebody to take care of them and all that shit. But at the end of the day, you got to take care of self.
Yeah, I ain't never had no problems with women. I'm quite sure you ain't had
no. I never had a problem. I've been blessed my whole life. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. I've been blessed my whole life. I always had a woman that was taking care of me, the majority.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I went and got money, they wasn't after my money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like they liked me for the actual me.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of person you gotta be, and that's the type of person you better try to get.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Don't try to get them that's with all that payola shit, because then you just a certified trick.
Man, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're gonna build together, then, you know what I'm saying? That's a different thing, you know what I'm saying? We building together, that's cool.
Most definitely. Well, I think ultimately for me, man, I'm a cat with big dreams and aspirations.
Absolutely.
So being that if any time a woman come into my world, man, she has to fit into exactly what I have going on. And when I mean that, I'm a nigga that's, I've learned quite a few things. So baby, can I sit you down and teach you about some of this, this program I just paid for, concerning credit? Can I sit you down and teach you this program concerning shit, just any, all the programs that I done paid for quite a few programs. You feel me? So can I teach you some of that shit so I can be over here doing this other shit, and then, we can work in unison in order to make some certain shit happen. If not, then shit, I don't even want you staying coochie. You can go ahead and move. You can go ahead and move around.
That's absolutely correct, man. Because nowadays you got to have all these things,
man.
And one thing I can say about myself, see, I'm like a motivator. So you got the woman, she watching you, she watching all the moves you making, and they want to tend to do things like as you do.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't start wanting to work on credit and all that shit till I was on house arrest.
Right.
And while I was on house arrest, what they call that? A person that's sitting there and got a thinking mind. What they say? What they say? Anyway, an idle mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My shit wasn't just idle though. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking. I was like, shit, what can I do?
Right,
what I gotta get out there and do? And that's the time I came up with, I gotta get my own business.
For sure.
So that's what made me come. One of my homeboys, he pulled up and he was like, Love, you remember I was on house arrest?
Most definitely.
But my homeboy pulled up, he pulled up in his clean vet and shit.
Most definitely, doing his thing.
He clowned too.
Right.
And he like, nigga, you ain't got your license to get your own business and all that
For
shit.
sure,
And I
for
was
sure.
like, no, cause I'm asking him, well, what the fuck you doing? Nigga, he like, nigga, I got a restaurant.
Right.
I got this and that. He said, so he told me, you gotta go open you a business account. You know what I'm saying? Go to the bank. He telling me lacing. He pull his phone out. He said, look at my account.
Yeah.
He pulled it out. It was like 100,000 or some shit like that and some change.
Right.
Then he showed me another account. He showed me like 2 accounts of some bread in it.
Most definitely.
I say, shit, I gotta get me a goddamn a business like that. Yeah, cause he's like, you go get you some loans or go get you this or start this and that.
sure.
I'm like, so that rung a bell.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do.
Most definitely.
And then he turned me on to get your credit up,
Right.
get your scores up.
Right.
He turned me on to all that, and I went and did all that. And you know what I'm saying? This is how I got my businesses and shit up and going, just from sitting back with that idle thinking mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, I gotta do something. I just went and did it. I didn't take no time to wait. I took.
Right.
Then he said it'd take $100 to go put in a bank account and get you a account and all that shit.
Right.
And start from there. And figure out something that you want to do, but I ain't saying drop your job either.
Right.
Keep that main job as your main thing.
For sure.
But make sure you got another stream of income. And then if you happen to boss up on your second thing, you know what I'm saying, then you, fortunately, you'll probably leave that alone and start working just for self.
Yeah. And I've definitely been through all that shit myself. So I understand that aspect of it. But one thing I understand, I was just talking to my mentor the other day. And the conversation I had with him was a blessing, because this is what I understood. Is he kind of broke down some shit, and he said that basically if you have some kind of trauma, it can keep you back from certain things that you're trying to do in life. Right? And he pointed out the way he broke it down, and I'm a nigga that's been through a whole bunch of shit. And whatever I ain't been through as a child, further on past that, I put myself through it. You feel me? Because I put myself through it in order to get to where I was trying to get in life. You know, but he was telling me the reason why that I'm not fully where I want to be. He said, because I have to let go of certain things that has, you know, that served me up to this point. And the thing that served me up to this point is because I deal in anger. So anytime I feel fear, anytime I feel anxiety, anytime I feel, you know, anything, any kind of negative emotion, I go to the default emotion, which is anger. And then once I do that, it's okay, fuck it, you know what I mean? I'll get mad, I'll be like, fuck it, I gotta do this shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
You feel me? So, but the thing is, I deal with that in a lot of instances, and even when I'm building my business and trying to deal with people that, from a business standpoint, even when I see somebody when they with some bullshit, I don't try to get physical, but I let a motherfucker know, check this out, man, I'm not the motherfucker to play with and shit though.
Right.
So basically, and all that shit come from trauma, all the gang banging and the dope smoking and all that old bullshit from back in the day. So ultimately, what I have to do is I have to rechannel that, you know what I mean, and start working off of love in order to be able to deal with motherfuckers better. Because you can go, you know what I mean, fast, and you can go far enough alone, but in order for you to get further, you have to be able to deal with other people. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's a major thing.
That is important to learn how to deal with other people as well, because like we come from that background. So the background is it was hard to deal with people.
Man.
'Cause we have major trust issues.
For sure. And
I still have major trust issues to this day.
For
I
sure.
still have trust issues right now.
Most definitely.
But I remember See, the first thing I used to think back in the day, like when my pocket started leaking or I was hurting, the first thing I thought was, pull that pistol out.
Right.
And we went on a mission.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
And that's just how it was. That was our mindset. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was.
That's
you know
what it was.
And,
we couldn't go broke too long.
Right. Because
It wasn't gonna happen.
I had kids to feed.
Yeah.
I had motherfucking bills to pay, and so my mind was like, I didn't want to go ask nobody for no money.
Correct.
So I went and did the fucked up thing, you know what I'm saying? Which
Correct.
was go pull a lick.
Most definitely.
But now
we
that
both done been there.
Right, yeah, you know, we did all that bullshit as a kid, and I remember it was my cousin Day One. I remember Day Weezy, Day One is my cousin.
Right.
I remember always, man, I tell Day One this shit right now to this day. I be like, man, because there was one time we was selling weed and all that shit.
Right.
Everybody was getting hit. Oh, I think it was a drought too with the Mexicans and shit. Remember
Right.
the Mexicans wasn't giving niggas no weed and
Right,
shit
right,
back
right.
then. And I ain't had no weed. Everything was gone. All my money was spent up and shit.
Right.
I was down. And I had my one partner, he was a Cali cat. Not you, this is my other Cali cat.
Right.
I think you was, where the fuck you was at? I think you was in, he was somewhere, yeah. He was somewhere in the world. But anyway,
Yeah, for sure.
so my other boy was local.
Right.
So I was like, shit, I didn't have no money. I called Day One, I done paid all the bills. I had 2 cribs at the time.
Right. Shit, I was probably running around trying to search for the shit myself.
When I had my apartment and I had my house way out there in motherfucking Henderson, this one I was staying over there, I was still married at the time and I had my other chick at the time.
Right, for sure, for sure.
So I ain't got no more money. I say, fuck, Day One called me out the blue. It was like a blessing or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know what made me we were talking about, I was like, damn, nigga, I'm sitting around this motherfucker broke as a motherfucker, nigga. I'm gonna have to go fuck around and hit a lick. Right. Cause that's what we used to do.
For sure.
They was like, nigga, you ain't gotta hit no lick, nigga. What you need? How much money you need? I said, shit, I need a thigh wire. Man, so my cousin came over, broke me off the thigh wire. I hit my boy, he brought me over some shit. He brought me some trees over. I'm like, ooh, blessing. Blessing. I got the weed, you know what I'm saying? Paid that nigga back. Got back on my feet. I was like, man, that was a crazy, that time was crazy. Cause I was like, fuck, that was the worst period in my hustle career back in the day.
Oh yeah, when
ever.
there was that drought. I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, man, they ain't got no, that's when all the weed, this shit started going to the dispensaries.
Right.
So shortly after that, the dispensaries opened.
For sure.
So we had to change our whole life around. I was like, fuck, cause I went from making $2,000 a day to making $200-300 a day.
Hey, the cold part about it, I don't be out in the streets a lot and shit though, but I just heard something from one of my boys, and he was telling me that niggas is still doing pop-up spots. You heard about that? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I heard about that.
You heard about the pop? Okay. Mm-hmm. So basically what a pop-up spot, for those that don't know, is a pop-up spot is when you get, when you rent out a spot for a day, a day or two, and then you rain that motherfucker out. You feel me? Like you text all your people and tell them to come to that pop-up spot, you know what I mean, and get that weed, and then you just keep moving and shit like that. I'm like, damn. Okay.
They been doing that for a couple years now.
Yeah, I'm like, well, shit, niggas didn't figure out another way to make some money and shit. Because the thing is, the government didn't put the lock on everything, man. And ultimately, what's gonna happen is, they gonna put the lock on everything to where, shit, niggas can't make no more, nigga can't do no more freelancing. That's what they trying to do.
Yeah.
Which is cold.
Cause it's crazy, and then you still got like niggas locked up for weed and all that shit, and the shit legal now. That's crazy. But it was like, cause when I remember when I'm like, man, we used to make so much fucking money off of that shit. But that was being an entrepreneur. But I think you take all your hustle game and put it to some legit business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You take that, put it to some legit business, man, and you probably be the king of the world. Even though I don't know where the fuck the world is going now. Man. So it's just like, now you gotta scrape up everything you can right about now.
I'm gonna tell you, do exactly what Love say.
I don't know what the fuck is finna happen around here, man.
Yeah, do exactly what Love is saying, but I'm gonna take it a step further, man, and say that You know, me, myself, I'm 48. I'm about to be 48 this month. And one thing I understand is I had to take a real good look at, you know what I mean? Because before I die, man, I don't want to be, you know, in a wheelchair or some shit like that, which I don't plan on be at a certain age, because I ain't never going to be in a wheelchair or shit, because I'm always going to be a mobile nigga, because I eat good and I treat myself good. Right. So anyways, I would say that at this age of, even at 48, I understand that I have certain traumas, man, that I have to work towards and shit I gotta get rid of, you know what I mean? Especially if you was a nigga that grew up and at the tender age of shit, 8 years old or whatever the fuck, you seen your older people die, and then you start, once you got a certain, you know what I mean, around 12, 13, then your peers start dying. You feel me? You know what I mean? When you done went through that shit, you done seen motherfuckers, you know what I mean? You done seen the cocaine, you done been through the cocaine era or whatever the fuck. I know for women, they done been through a lot of motherfuckers touching them and all that old type of shit. Motherfucker gotta get past that trauma, man. A lot of times when you ain't got past that trauma, and like they say, hurt people, you know what I mean? Motherfucker gotta get past that and move on in order for you to be the person that you wanna be. And I know for a lot of motherfuckers, it's hard to change. But me, myself, I understand that if I'm not able to get past the trauma, I ain't gonna make it to the goals I'm trying to make it to, because every time I try to deal with somebody else, I'm always gonna have the same shit Love was saying is, I'm gonna have the trust issues. Then on top of that, and I'm the type of nigga that soon as I see some weird shit, oh shit, I'm on your head.
Yeah, man, change.
And I'm on your head so hard, you know what I mean? Before the simple fact is, I don't wanna be riding around with you. I don't want to be around. I want to figure out exactly what's going on right then and there, because all that shit used to mean my motherfucking life. You feel me? So
change is a must.
Yeah. So being that, you know what I mean, it's okay, motherfucker, you acting weird, you acting different. You know what I mean? What's going on? And your emotions might be off that day or nothing. But I'm a communicator, so I'm gonna try to communicate it with you. But after that, if you don't, you know what I mean, if you don't communicate with a nigga properly, you know what I mean, in some kind of way, shit, I'm gonna be like, shit, you gotta go. You know what I mean? You gotta motherfucking go. You gotta go.
Sometimes you gotta even change your circle, because it's cats I know, man, even though we all grew up in the same areas, I see cats still doing the same thing they've been doing our whole life, just hanging around, sitting around. I mean, shit, you ain't making no moves. I mean, yeah. What do you expect? You're gonna be stuck in neutral.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get out of neutral, put your game in drive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I preached to my brother and my nephew. I just told my nephew the other day, he's sitting up, oh man, y'all tell you, nigga, I got a problem with these motherfuckers. I say, boy, if you don't get your motherfucking ass from up there, boy, you know who you need to be having a fight with?
Right.
You need to be having a fight with application. Have a fight with that application, man. If you have much energy to you want to fight security, this nigga won't fight security. All right, boy. You know we finna go to jail.
Yeah.
You know you about to go to jail.
Yeah, for sure.
Nigga, I'm trying to work and get. I've been working on myself for the longest. Man. My credit is back right. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my record sealed. I got one thing left, and I can get that thing done in 2025. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to better myself all the way around. I hang with self, you know what I'm saying? I don't hang around a bunch of motherfuckers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody's what you call that? I don't need nobody.
Drama or bullshit, basically.
Bullshit, drama, I don't need none of that shit. Man. I just stick to self.
Yeah, nigga trying to send you up the river or some damn shit.
Because I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I already know how niggas is. You know what I'm saying? I know if niggas need something from me. You know what I'm saying? They gonna try to use you for something.
For sure.
And me, I just stay out the way.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? If there's something I can help out, I think about it. It depends on who I'm helping out.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'll stay out the way, man, and just try to keep on living, bro, and trying to get to the next level. Because right now is the time. You don't want to go to jail right now at this time, because it's just fucked up.
Man,
they talking about they can draft your kids, you know what I'm saying? Your kid 18 to 26, they talking about they can draft. Guess what we finna do? We already at war.
Right. Yeah.
These people don't even know that I bet you the average motherfucker that's watching don't even know we at war.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of motherfuckers oblivious to what's really going on in the world,
They don't know what's going on, man.
You know,
we at war.
Motherfuckers nowadays don't even want to have real serious conversations. You know what I mean? And the thing is, everybody wants to lean on their government. I want to tell you, man, your government done failed you. You know what I mean? Your only hope is for you to get with the right kind of motherfuckers and for y'all to figure it out. Or for the longest, you got to figure it out yourself. And then once you figure it out yourself and people see that you are a piece of whatever they need as far as a tool, you have tools and skills that you need or that they need that they can fuck with, then basically maybe you can collaborate with somebody. But ultimately, man, when a lot of motherfuckers nowadays is out for self. So I would say, man, yeah. Man, like Love keeps saying, we living in some of the worst times ever. But actually, we live in some of the best times ever. Because like I said, I read my Bible and I understand that, we coming into a great transition. And I understand that it's all, you know what I mean? I understand it's all for the sake and the sovereignty of God. So I don't even know how I pinch myself and I'm like, God damn, this old beautiful shit, I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it too, shit.
So being that, how do I enhance that? But the only thing I can do is enhance my mind and enhance me as an individual. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know what nobody else is gonna do. And I'm gonna continue to work on myself, but I understand that, when you're trying to make it to the top of the mountain, it's hard as a motherfucker because, the average person don't wanna be at the top 1%. Only 1% of people, and it seems like it's gonna be less than that because the average motherfucker got their mind set on some shit that really don't even fucking matter. A bunch of people got their mind set on things as far as, man, you need to be investing and doing me. That's what the fuck I need. I'm gonna continue to do. But for the most part, this world, man, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Me and my partner, we was talking about some land the other day. Probably gotta get you some land, man, and be able to build on that land. I was driving out, matter of fact, yesterday we drove out to Cali or whatever, and they had all that land out there for sale. And I was thinking, man, we gotta get up on that and start building up on shit like that. It takes a team. Sometimes you gotta make sure you gotta get a proper team to really wanna be, and people that got inspiration. Like we said, you gotta have inspiration.
Gotta have that.
If you ain't got inspirations and dreams and trying to be a better person than you can be, then hell, cause I know some people, like I told my brother one day, I say, what my brother say? I called my brother, I said, my mama say, is you gonna go to rehab and talk to them people? He say, shit, them people said I am who I am already. So that pretty much was it. So for him,
right. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, the cold part about it is they can see that he said that already about himself.
He said that, exactly.
Right. He, in his mind, they seen his movements and what the fuck he was doing and his actions, and they said, oh yeah, that nigga is already who the fuck he is.
That's exactly. And he said, they said,
Nah.
That's some deep words.
You said,
I am who I am. Already.
Yeah, you said it far before they said it. They just picked up on it.
And this been, how long ago? So, this like a year or two later.
Right.
And he's still the same guy.
Damn, that's some cold shit.
He's still that same guy.
Hey.
He haven't changed not one bit.
Yeah, well, you know what they call that? Free will, you know what I mean? Go ahead and have at it, you know what I mean? That's my nigga, that's my nigga nut, but have at it,
so
man.
if you got that mindset that you am who you is, you is who you is, and you don't plan on moving further than that,
right?
That's where you at.
That's where you at.
Now you got them ambitions. Now you an ambitious motherfucker. You gonna go far.
Yeah.
And you gonna go farther than you ever thought. I spoke everything into existence.
Most definitely.
Everything that I have in my life, on God, I spoke it into. I remember we used to dream about them big houses. Remember I used to always, man, I gotta get me a big. Next thing I know, I was living in a big ass mansion.
Most definitely.
And I used to wake up in that motherfucker like, damn, I'm really living in this motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure.
5,300 square feet, 7 bedrooms.
Right.
I was like, God damn.
Most definitely.
It was crazy to me because I was
Most
like,
definitely.
I'm really living like a superstar.
Most definitely.
All my neighbors thought I was a big time rapper, so I was like, shit.
Right.
So I spoke that into existence. I remember I wanted that Benz. My mama used to always say, boy, don't get that goddamn car, it's gonna cost too much money. Shit, I was like, shit, I need that motherfucker.
For sure.
Sure enough. Next thing I know, I'm riding that big 550.
Most definitely.
I spoke it into existence.
Most definitely.
So you gotta keep speaking your shit into existence.
For sure.
Like he do. He always speak about getting his sovereignty, always his little business, and speaking it to existence.
For sure. And the thing is, we got, a lot further to go. We still young. So the thing is, we ain't no spring chickens no more, but we still young, you know what I mean? And we look good, you know what I mean? So don't, you know what I mean, don't hate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, being that,
Sexy as a motherfucker.
well, sure, I ain't gonna concur on all that shit, but anyways, you know what I mean, when it come down to it, not just speaking into existence, but actually, you know what I mean, put it into work. Because it's something you say that, man, because I think as black people, we've been taught to speak shit into existence for too long, especially like dealing with churches and shit. But that's a whole nother story, man. Nigga don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Right.
But, I think that being that you go to church and you pray and you praise God and so on and so forth, I think that us as, the black community, that was some shit that was given to us, you know what I mean, in order to keep us behind. It's okay, speak it into existence, ask God for you and he'll give it to you. But at the same time, you go to church on Sunday and then you lazy in the motherfucker, or you know what I mean? You ain't trying to elevate towards bigger and greater things. You feel me? So yeah, speak it into existence, but man, but actually, you know what I mean, put in the work and shit though.
I got my baby brother, Byron.
Yeah.
Byron been always wanting to be an actor. He always, guess what he does now?
Right.
He's acting. He's doing shit on YouTube. He
For
got
sure.
a lot of Tubi movies. He got other opportunities coming his way.
Most
because
definitely.
why?
Yeah.
He spoke it into existence.
but-
and he put in the work.
Yeah, he consistent as a motherfucker. Like his
Very
little brother,
consistent.
he's consistent. He's always searching, you know what I mean? He's
And guess what? He gonna keep doing that shit.
Right.
And guess what? Some just because he's speaking it and working it into existence.
Yeah, for sure.
My mother wanted to own the club. She spoke that into existence.
Most
She
definitely.
want to be a singer. She got writers writing music right now. Spoke it into existence.
Most
You
definitely.
know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, whatever you dreaming about, whatever you plan on doing, if you got any sort of special aspirations, speak it into existence, put your right foot forward, and put in the work.
If you don't, you better.
Check it, I mean, it's beautiful. So we lacing y'all up with this game, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody needs, some people need to hear this shit. I don't know who needed to hear this shit today, but it's a message from me and Luck.
For sure.
And I felt it was a time to shoot that to you.
Even if it was one motherfucker that got it, shit.
Even if it's one motherfucker that got this message,
you know what I mean?
glad I can reach you.
It could have went over everybody else's head, you know what I mean? Or it couldn't have made no sense to it. It probably was like, what them niggas talking about? As long as one nigga got it, we good with that.
Go do things that's gonna better yourself. I got cats. I seen somebody, I was talking to one of my partners, and I ain't gonna drop their names or whatnot, but like I tell the youngsters, I say, man, go get your job. You know, I ain't trying to tell you to go work for nobody, but if there's nothing else for you to do,
you gotta do something.
got to do it.
Gotta do
Because people always say money, I hear people, money ain't everything. Shit, money is, you need some goddamn money.
Money, for sure.
Because if you ain't got it, guess how much more stress you got on your motherfucking ass.
For sure.
You got a lot of more stress on your ass.
Yeah.
Now, he was telling me, one of the other homeboys, he told another little nigga, hey man, go join the gang, make up your own gang and all that. I said, no, man, he teaching that boy failure. He led that boy, he leading this boy down the street, because he asked me, did I know about this gang? He said, do you know about this such and such gang? I ain't making you famous. He said, did you know about this gang or here? I said, I never heard of it. Right. He said, well, yeah, one of your boys told him to go make his own gang and get his own members up so he could be the shot caller of that gang. And I said, oh shit. I said, well shit, he just led that boy down the path of destruction.
Yeah, I want to say this though. Yeah, I mean, how is a nigga gonna make up a gang anyways? When back in our days when we had gangs, we had drugs, lots of them, a whole bunch of them. You know what I mean? We had whole communities full of nothing but black people. You feel me? And on top of that, prior to that, you know, we actually had things coming to the community that harmed us. I mean, and you still got that now. But back in the day, we had, there was jobs, and black people or I like to call us indigenous people. You know what I mean? Basically, we had like blue collar jobs. You know what I mean? We were blue collar workers, and basically the blue collar work was basically the foundation of the community because it kept us fed. It kept us to where we was actually able to feed our families. They had the unions, they had all these great things, and then they pulled all that shit out. And then after they pulled it all out, they sent it all overseas. All the steel work, all the plants for building shit, all that shit was built right here in the United States. You know what I mean? And we did the work. They snatched that away from us. Yeah. And then they put crack cocaine in the community as well. You feel me? Yeah, they did. Okay? So once they put the crack cocaine in the community, men didn't have jobs anymore. Yeah, and whatever women was working too, they didn't have, you know, stable jobs and jobs that was actually able to support whatever they had going on. Shit, motherfuckers got depressed and they got on the crack. And then shit, the youngsters came up because, you know what I mean, the dope was there, and we was able to sell it because we needed, you know what I mean, we wanted some money as well.
That money, yo. Needed that money.
See, it's what it is. That's just like I know back at home in my community.
You need the money.
Yeah, I know back in my community, and I can remember when I was a young kid, San Bernardino was thriving. There was a bunch of shit all around that motherfucker. But once that crack cocaine, and before that it was heroin. But shit, I really didn't see the heroin like that. I seen some of the effects of it because I was 5 and I was living in the projects, and I'm on the swing. And my mom and this nigga, he running, just chasing this nigga with a shotgun, trying to give it to him. Bow, you know what I mean? When I was right there on the swing. Bow, and then my mom, she came out there yelling and screaming, stop shooting. She going off. Right. She a mother trying to protect her child. She yelling and screaming, telling the nigga to stop shooting.
Right, yeah. Don't need them bullets going the wrong place.
Next thing I know, she grabbed me and said, I'm still on the swing. I'm shocked. I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you fucked up. You traumatized. Seeing some shit like that as a little boy.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, those were the things that we went through. And even these women, when you look at the nigga around you, and y'all got all this back and forth shit about men and women and arguing about all that bullshit, know that we've been through several epidemics that the system has put us through in order for motherfuckers to say, or in order for us, and that trauma has put us in a situation to where, yeah, some men probably didn't treat women the way that they should have, but it was a lot of trauma and a lot of shit going on that it was a lot of puppet masters doing certain shit in order for shit to happen in a certain kind of way. So motherfuckers always back and forth with this man and woman shit. Nah, look at the bigger picture. You got motherfuckers puppet mastering you in order for you to turn away from the motherfucker that's really supposed to be your helpmate.
Yeah, because I know that. So all those people that did say money's not everything, why you working? You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Why are you working?
For sure.
Because guess what? You can't go get no water.
Yeah.
Can't get no gas.
Right.
Can't pay no electricity.
Right.
Can't pay no rent. You can't do shit.
Yeah.
Without the money.
Yeah. And when I think when motherfuckers say that, it's just from a lazy standpoint because we always been in a war. I mean, if you look at history, especially if you got this color skin, we always been in war. So the thing is, if you're not willing to go to war and go to battle for what you believe in and go to war and battle for your children, you know what I mean? You know, shit. And take the lazy position to say, well, money is not everything. No, it's not everything, but basically, you know what I mean? It is the way to conduct for you to get what you need in this lifetime. You know what I mean? And the further and the more the government or whatever takes or raise the prices on shit, the more that your ass is lazy, the less you're gonna be able to receive whatever they have control over. Just is what it is. You gotta make it to the point to where you're in control.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, shit, we just wanted to lace y'all up with that, man. And like I say, I hope this reached some people. I hope it reached my brother. I hope it reached my nephew. Yeah. For damn sure.
For sure. Yeah, it's quite a few people that I wish it would reach too. But
with that being said, though, you know what I'm saying? I'm still working. I'm still doing what I got to do so I can stay afloat on top of this water, you know what I'm saying, and survive out here in these times. And I'm an older guy, so I plan on enjoying the rest of my life, what I got left. You know what I'm saying?
You don't say it like that, nigga.
Well, I'm on the other end. I'm on the other side now.
Nah, you good.
What's the first half? We made it through the first half.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm on the second half.
By the hair of chin,
so,
for
you
sure.
know, I remember all this was black. You know what I'm saying? And now I got some brains popping through this motherfucker.
Shit,
I never thought in my life I'd see these. You know what I'm saying?
I've been great around this motherfucker.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to add before we chirp out of here?
Well, you just reach me at all platforms that Luck got fronted, man. And I'm going to continue to learn and figure out shit. And ultimately, what I'm going to do is figure out how I can help some people out, man. Because people nowadays need help. And you need, you know what I mean? And what we need is some true leaders and niggas that's willing to stand up and speak for some shit, you know, about what the fuck is going on. And ultimately, you know, my whole thing through all this, I mean, in my journey, I want to be a man that preaches freedom. Because that's what it is. And there's ways to freedom. And the way to freedom is, for one, education. Number two is actually getting out there and doing what you need to do. Shit, man, just keep pursuing whatever you're trying to do and get yourself right, and then shit, you can help others. So that's all Luck working on, man.
And you can reach me on all platforms too. You can call at DLove Vegas. A lot of y'all on there, DLove Vegas. You can just reach me on all that. That's gonna touch you with everything. With that being said, man, we out. Love and peace, man. I hope you live long as you want, never want long as you live. We up out of here. Zoom! That means gone.
And peace out, and we get with you.
Hello.
No matter who you thought I was. I'm DLove Stacccs, BX.
Luca, what the f is this?